It's Vill's birthday, so you know what that means. It's time to take a look at his birthday bloom bouquet. Twist, although a Japanese game, takes a lot of inspiration from US and British cultures, so I'm going to analyze these bouquets with Japanese flower language and Victorian British, flower language. To differentiate, when I say Hanakotoba, I'm referring to Japanese flower language, and when I say florography, I'm referring to British flower language. Those terms mean the exact same thing, the language of flowers, but to me it makes sense to differentiate by Japanese word for Japanese symbolism and English word for British symbolism. Some meanings overlap within the two flower languages, but not all of them do, so I want to be clear on what flower language I'm pulling stuff from. So with that out of the way, what flowers are in his bouquet? We have purple carnations, pink and red roses, red dahlia, purple Asiatic lilies, what I think are pink gerbera daisies, pink globe amaranth, and black night butterfly bush. Honestly, the majority of the flowers, it's in the past, some of the flowers have been kind of telling on the character. For Vil, it really feels like, yeah, we knew that already with what they mean. So, the analysis may not be very deep. We have two overarching themes with this bouquet, grace and love, but as per usual, we'll talk about love at the end of the video. Pink roses and pink gerbera daisies both mean grace. Vil is very graceful. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I wasn't joking when I said a lot of the stuff is things we already knew. Hopefully we'll have a little more substance with individual meanings. Right off the bat, Black Knight Butterfly Bush has no meaning, which sucks, but at least we can get it out of the way first thing. Carnations in Hanakotoba mean fascination and distinction. Vil is certainly distinguished. As for fascination, for starters, he's one of the most fascinating characters in the game. That's a fact, actually, not my opinion. It's a cold, hard fact. No, but I think this might reflect that a lot of people in-universe find him fascinating. He is a celebrity after all, people are gonna be curious. Purple carnations in particular mean capriciousness in both languages, which honestly is extremely funny. He's getting called out not just by Hanakotoba, but also florography. No, to be honest, I don't think Vil is actually capricious, but I do think he could easily be seen that way in-universe. He has a strong code with himself and dedicates himself to beauty. He's nice, but if you go against his code, he will let you know he's disappointed, and I could see Pumfiori students being like, oh, Vil was so nice to me, and then he totally just turned on me, when that student, went to bed with their hair wet or something else Vil is extremely against. Or, in Chapter 5, he told Grim and you it was fine to eat sweets in the fridge as long as they weren't around the others, but then still cursed the food and made it not actually safe for you and Grim. That does feel a bit erratic, to be honest, but it does make sense with his character. So yeah, I can see people in-universe thinking he kind of is, but yeah, I don't think he actually is. But he can come off that way to other characters. They can also mean changeable, which is pretty ironic. Vil is one of the most stubborn characters in the game, which is saying something. It's not easy to change his mind on something, but I do want to point out it's not impossible. It's very unlikely, but it's not impossible. Roses mean trust, confidence, and happiness in Hanakotoba. Vil has great trust in his friends, he's obviously very confident. As for happiness, I think he's striding towards that. I wouldn't call him depressed or anything, but he's definitely got a lot of hang-ups that made him snap during Chapter 5. He's still growing and trying to find true happiness. For pink ones specifically, they mean admiration and sympathy. Vil is absolutely an admirable figure to a lot of people. As for sympathy, well yeah, he definitely does things that are kind of, like the whole Eppel's accent thing, which was made worse in the localization. That's a whole other topic for another day. I do think Vil is very sympathetic in the fact he wants to be the best and most beautiful. Wanting to be beautiful is a very common thing and it helps us relate to Vil. He has a lot of fear of not being beautiful, and honestly, that's unfortunately relatable. Dahlias in both flower languages mean the recipient has good taste, and Vil does have pretty good taste in things. In Hanakotoba, they also mean dignity and elegance, which yeah, Vil has both of those. God, this analysis feels like a train wreck. This bouquet is beautiful, but it's thanks. We already knew that. So I couldn't find any meanings for Asiatic lilies specifically, so oof. Purple lilies in florography mean success, pride, and accomplishment, and yeah, Vil's got all of those. He has massive success as a model and actor, he's rightfully proud of his work, and he's got a lot of amazing accomplishments under his belt. Lilies in general in Hanakotoba mean purity and refined beauty, and we all know that Vil spends a lot of time refining his beauty, and I also think calling him a refined beauty in the first place is pretty apt. Pink gerbera daisies can mean gentility in addition to grace. Although Vil has no aristocratic titles, he's still a mega rich celebrity and definitely carries the air of someone high class and dignified and all that. Pink globe amaranth means immortality. As an actor and model, the media he's in will last forever and outlive him, although, yeah, he's gonna die someday. The memory of him is going to last forever. And now it's time for every Yume's favorite segment, Yume Joshi Ijo no Koi ga Shitai, where I talk about the romance aspect of these flowers. I'm sure most of you saw this coming when you heard that there were both carnations and roses in this bouquet, but yeah, there's a lot of flowers that have romantic connotations. Carnations are a love flower, that's one of their meanings, although I will say I think it's kind of ironic because although you can certainly give carnations to a romantic partner, carnations are the flower for Mother's Day, and Vil famously does not give a shit about his biological mom. When he's asked about her in his birthday bloom card, he says he doesn't know who she is and doesn't care to find out. Red roses are famously the love flower. In both flower languages we're discussing, red roses mean I love you and being in love. I could see Vil as someone who likes the traditional when it comes to romance because he sees it as classic. I think he would absolutely be the kind of guy that would come home with like a giant bouquet of red roses or a bouquet of other fancy romance flowers with red roses in there just to spice things up. I don't think he's like totally into traditional stuff. I think we can all say he's really not. But like I could see him being like, oh, there's a reason things are classic, you know? But I also think the red roses could represent him being open about being in love. Like, if someone gives you red roses, you kind of know what that means. Everyone knows what that means. So I think maybe Vil would also be pretty open about being in love. I don't think he'd name you to the press exactly. I do think he would try to maintain your privacy as a non-celebrity as much as possible, and his own as well. But I can see him in interviews being like, oh, my partner and I just got back from vacation, or something like that, or talking about what he loves about you. Globe amaranth means unfading love. Although sometimes it would be difficult for you and Vil to spend time together because of his crazy schedule, he still cares for you deeply and would make sure you knew that. On top of that, I think because he realizes how hectic his life is, he would be extremely dedicated to making things work in communication. You are not going to forget he loves you. And that's Vil's bouquet! Definitely the weirdest analysis I've done, but I guess on the other hand it made it easy to write. I knocked this out in one sitting, so yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you'll join me for Reki's birthday on the 18th. And of course, last but not least, happy birthday, Vil! Thank you everyone for watching, and a very special thank you to my channel members and Twitch subs. Your support helps me to continue to make these videos. If you'd like early access to my videos, consider becoming a channel member. Patrons and Ko-fi members can get my scripts early before I record them. I livestream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Thanks again guys, and I'll see y'all later.